we love talking to people about the Riman opportunity, right? Everybody loves that. We love telling people, hey, look, you know what? We found something special and just sharing it. It just feels good, right? It just feels good to talk to people. But you got to have a vision, right? You got to have a vision. When you look at all the great people and, people that I've worked with before in the past, throughout the last 30 years, like everybody that has done millions a month in volume at one point wasn't doing it. You guys see that? Like at one point they weren't. At one point they weren't doing millions a month in volume. So how did they get to doing millions a month in volume? It's kind of like this. There's people that climb Mount Everest. Maybe some of you are mountain climbers. I'm not really a mountain climber. You know what I mean? I've never really done that. But it's like if I climbed a mountain, you know what? It wouldn't happen by accident. You guys see that? Like you're not going to accidentally climb to the top of Mount Everest. Nobody's ever done that. Nobody has ever been like, hey, check out where I'm at. I went out for a stroll. I was just walking around the neighborhood. I was walking my dog, and I climbed to the top of Mount Everest. Like it doesn't happen by accident, right? You first, these people I think train for it, right? You know what I mean? It's not easy. But what I'm saying is that you're not accidentally going to wake up and be doing millions a month in volume. How you're going to do millions a month in volume is how. First, visualizing it, man. You got to get a vision. And it doesn't start off by millions a month in volume. Do you understand? It starts by having doubling your volume. Let's say that last month you did 3,000 in volume. So you did 500 in volume. I don't know. It doesn't matter what you did, but double it. You see what I'm saying? Like double the volume. And then guess what you do after that? Keep doubling it, triple it. It doesn't, you're not going to go from doing like, 3 or 4,000 a month in volume to doing million a month in volume by growing by 10%. You understand? You got to have massive growth. And how do you have massive growth? You have massive growth by visualizing it. Remember what I said earlier. Vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. So what I'm saying is that you can't just be like, I'm just going to work Riman and talk to people and put product on people. Okay, that's great. That's what we're all doing. But what's your vision? It's like some of you have heard me talk about that guy that, that there's two people, right? Both of them are bricklayers, but one wasn't a bricklayer. One of them was, guess what? Making a castle. One guy's making a castle. The other dude's just laying bricks. Which guy you think's having a better time? Which person you think is inspired? Both doing the same job from the outside, putting a brick up, boom, boom, boom. But when you're building a castle, so what's your vision? Now I'm telling you right now, somebody goes, well, Tim, my vision's team leader, right? Don't feel like, oh, my vision's got to be national director. You understand? Like obviously that's where we want we want you to get to. But first it might be, hey, that first vision is to get to team leader. How do you become a team leader? Not by accident, right? You don't climb to the top. You don't climb to the middle of Mount Everest by accident. I don't think you can make it to Nepal by accident, right? Unless you live there. So it's like it's in that vision. It all starts with the vision. Where's that vision at? What's the vision that you have? You got to have a big vision. And then number two is what? Then you got to take the action steps, right? The action steps are easy. Everybody, when you're in Riman, you know what I mean? It's like we're all fired up and excited. We want to talk to people every day, right? We wake up like going, I can't wait to talk to people. You know what I mean? Like it's harder not to talk to people. You ever seen somebody just walk around with a wrinkle on their face and not say something? That's hard, right? You know what I mean? You're just like, dang, look at this dude walking around with a wrinkle like that. Like, you didn't even know. I gotta talk to this guy. Like, it's hard to like let somebody walk by with a wrinkle on. That's the hard part. Talking to somebody, you know what I mean? Bam, that's the easy part. So we don't have a problem talking to people. Everybody's talking to people left and right, putting the product on people nonstop, right? It's like everybody every day, boom, we're talking to 10 people a day, 5 people a day, whatever we're doing, right? But the big thing we got to do is what? We got to have that vision of what we're doing this for. Do you guys see that? Right. So, like, you got to visualize yourself being there first. You got to visualize yourself making it happen. You got to visualize yourself becoming a success, right? You got to visual, and then once when you can see it, when you know it's going to happen, dang, it's exciting. It's exciting. You guys got to realize, man, you guys are there's still positions for you guys all to reach. You guys know how much fun that is? That's like the funnest thing in the world. Like there's still positions for you guys to reach. Imagine when you hit national director, how boring it is. It's every day we just wake up and just talk to people. You know what I mean? There's no more ranks or anything like that to hit. You know what I mean? So it's like you guys are right now in the best spot possible. You can still become, some of you can still become a team leader. You haven't even done that yet, right? That's fun, right? I'll be like, woo, you'll be pumped, right? And then you'll hit director, you'll be all excited. You guys see what I'm saying? Then you'll hit senior, then you'll hit national. And some of them are faster than others. It took Chris and I longer to hit director than it did to hit senior director and national director after that, right? So some of them will be, some of them will be fast, some will be slow, whatever. But here's a question from Sandra in Colombia. She says, what do you do when you know what actions to take, but you still find yourself hesitating or procrastinating? Well, I think it comes down to the vision then, right? You know what I mean? You don't have a crystal clear vision. Like when you know you're going to like, let's give you an example. I'll talk about kids. Kids, we all understand kid stuff. Unless you don't have kids, but you could still imagine because at one point we were all kids. So imagine you got Disneyland coming up. As a kid, you're all fired up. You see what I'm saying? You're all excited because you got Disneyland coming up. You know you're going, right? Parents showed you the ticket. So you're all excited, man. You're going to Disneyland. So you already know what's happening. You're like, you can't wait. So when you know something's happening, you're excited. When you know you're going to do it, it's exciting. You're all pumped up, man. You're fired up, right? You're excited. You're ready to go because you know that it's happening, right? So when you're doing something you're excited about because it's something that's going to happen that hasn't happened yet, but you visualize it first, it's super simple. Now it's just a matter of making it happen. Like everybody on this call's got, not everybody's got a different name. Some of us got the same names, but most of us got different names, right? You know what your name is. You're convinced of it. Somebody's been calling you that since you're a little kid, right? But here's the deal: if you know your name, you got to have that same confidence and conviction that you're going to become whatever your goal is, your first initial goal. Whether your first initial goal is team leader, or right now you already hit team leader running for director. If you're a director right now running for senior, you're senior running for national, right? Whatever you're doing right now, you know it's going to happen. Once you know it's going to happen and you have that vision and you can see it, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like I can remember when I was in my first year in network marketing, I can remember back to whenever I had a 1986 orange Nissan Pulsar and it broke, right? So the car was broken. So I couldn't drive it no more, right? It's done. And I'm taking the bus to meetings. So I'm on the bus, but the company had a Mercedes-Benz program and I knew I was getting it, meaning I just knew it. I'm like, these guys are giving out Mercedes-Benz, I'm getting it. So I literally would be like walking up to a meeting at a coffee shop, but I visualized I was already driving that Mercedes-Benz. I knew it. I was 100% convinced. You understand? Like, you got to be so, I was like, I walked up, man, just smiling from ear to ear because I just jumped out of my Mercedes. You understand? I just already jumped out of my, and now obviously I jumped off the 65B, you know what I mean, buzz. But in my mind, I just jumped out of my Mercedes. So I was just so fired up because I knew that it was going to happen. I knew that nothing could stop me. I knew that I could talk to an unlimited amount of people. But it's easy to get excited about something when you know it's going to happen. The problem is when you have that doubt. You understand? Like that doubt. The doubt thing is like, I don't comprehend it because it's like if one person can do it, we all can do it. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if I was telling the Chinese people this. I said, imagine if I complained to everybody about being a dude. I'm like, man, you know what? I just can't make it happen because I'm a dude in the beauty industry. If I was a female, it'd be a lot easier for me. And I just complained about being a guy. How much money do you think that would make me? You get what I mean? There's not. I live in California. I guess there is something you could do about it, but for the most part, there's nothing I could do about it. You get what I'm saying? It's like I'm a dude. That's what's happening. So I got whatever I got, right? I mean, that's pretty much, old fashioned like that. It is what it is, right? I'm not gonna hold that against myself. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, I'll never be able to make it. I'm a guy. I'm not gonna make an excuse, right? I'm not gonna make an excuse mainly over something I can't control. So I'm just gonna make it happen, right? So, but that's a great question, Sandra. Sometimes that happens, right? We get into that situation where we're like, okay, we know what to do, but we don't do what we know, right? We're like, wait a second, this cheeseburger is bad for me, but I'm still going to eat it anyways. You know what I mean? It's like, dang, why can't I put the damn cheeseburger down, right? I mean, we've all been there before, right? In a situation where we're trying to get to go somewhere, but we're doing the opposite of what we should be doing. But you got to always remember, right, that what? Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. Action's power. So what I want you to understand is you don't do the action. Yeah, I mean, you don't get the feeling, then do the action. It's not like you feel it, then do it. You're not going to have the feeling come over you and be like, oh man, I'm feeling it today. You guys know there's this dude named Jerry West. I don't care. It doesn't matter. He's a basketball player, right? He's not anymore. He was an old school basketball player. But he said, you're never going to get much done in life if you only work on the days you feel like it. Right? I mean, that's a good quote, right? But the reality is the action precedes the motivation. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're waiting to get fired up and inspired until you take action, you're missing the boat. You do the action and then you start getting excited. You don't just like, if I've got to do something I don't want to do, right? Let's say I've got to clean the garage. You get what I'm saying? If I wait for me to get excited to do that, it ain't ever going to happen, right? I just got to go in there and starting it. Once I start, it's hard for me to stop, right? So the key is just take the action. What happens is your habits, look, the habits I have today aren't the same habits I had when I started Riman. Okay. And somebody goes, well, yeah, now you're national director, you're probably not running as hard as you did. Yeah, right. I'm running harder. But when I first started, dude, I remember I was working with one of my team leaders. And he's like, look at my schedule. I'm like, dude, you did 10 meetings today? You're insane. I don't even know how to do that. Right. I'm like, God dang, man, I'd be dead if I did that. Now it's like, I can't imagine not doing that. Right. Because it's like, I just overbook my schedule, get on and just share my passion. But you understand, you're not going to be able to, your habits are going to grow. See what I'm saying? Your habits are going to grow, but you can't wait for your feelings to make your habits. You understand? Like your feelings aren't going to make you can't wait for the feeling to overcome you. Oh my God, I'm fired up today. Right? That's an emotional driven person. A character driven person is going to do it no matter what. They're like, hey, I'm going to do it. And they're going to do it. That's how we got to be as leaders. If you want to be a great leader, you got to do it. You got to do it before you feel it. Right? You can't be like, oh man, if I get fired up and revved up, man, there's no stopping me. You see what I'm saying? You can't wait for the feeling. You just take the action. Whenever the thought comes in your head, that's God giving you a nudge. God's nudging you. He's giving you a little elbow. Dude, do this. This is going to get you to where you want to go. Right? So you understand you can't just mess around. You just got to do it. And you're one recruit away from massive momentum. Because what happens is until you get somebody that's running with you, my mentor said, you're in a boat with one oar and you're just going in circles. And once you find that person that's running like you, now you're off to the races. Now you're moving somewhere. But in order to attract that person, you got to be on fire. You're not going to attract people to Riman if you're not on fire. And if you do attract people and you're not on fire, it's not going to be the people that you want. You understand? When you're thinking big, right, and you're excited, you got a big vision, and you're passionate and you're running, woo, that's how you attract the great ones. But you guys, as you guys think of questions, just shoot them out and I'll go over them. And there's not a dumb question. Okay. Or we could, Santa could just shoot them all out too. We could just do that. She's like, all right, let's go. But what point do you stop thinking like a seller and start thinking like a leader? I sell the product to people that don't get started. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't lead with the products because I'm not selling hamburgers. I'm opening up franchises, right? But you're you're gonna I backdoor customers. Like I lead with the opportunity and I backdoor as the product. Now some people lead with the products and backdoor the opportunity. So there's no right or wrong. People ask me why do you do it the way you do it is because if I recruit somebody, if I get somebody as a customer, then I backdoor them as a customer, they're going to do the same thing. People, how you bring people in is how you bring them up, right? So if I backdoor somebody, if I get them as a customer first, let them fall in love with the products, and then I say, bam, right, I'm going to get you as a planner afterwards. What's going to happen? You see what I'm saying? They're going to do the same thing. Can you imagine that? Why? Because when you bring people in, how you bring them in is how you bring them up, right? So I like to start with lead with the opportunity, and if they don't see the opportunity, get them as a customer. But it doesn't matter how you do it. The key is just do it, right? Everything works, right? The key is do you work, right? That's the most important thing that you got to be thinking about. But that's a great question. At what point you stop thinking like a seller and start thinking like a leader? It's all desire, right? It's what are we trying to do here? You guys see that? What are we trying to do here? What's our goal? Like, what's our vision? You got to be thinking to yourself, what's your vision? If your vision is to, unlock your unilevel for the month, and that's okay. That's your vision, right? Then you probably don't need to recruit too many people. Just get some customers. See what I'm saying? There's not like, oh, this person doesn't want to get, you know what I mean? Build a big business. There's nothing wrong. It's up to you. It's up to you what you want to get out of it, right? But for me, it's like what? Like I want to teach people how to be able to do what I know how to do. That's my whole objective. My whole objective is not to sell a lot of products. Okay. Now, it's also not to sign up a lot of people. You guys see what I'm saying? I'd rather have more. If you ask me, would I rather have 1,000 customers or 1,000 planners? I'd take 1,000 customers over 1,000 planners. You know how many planners I want to have on my team? 0. I don't want any planners on my team. I want a bunch of leaders. Do you understand? Like, I'm not trying to have like a bunch of planners. I'm trying to have a bunch of leaders, right? That's what there's a big difference, right? If somebody's a plan, now they have to start as a planner to become a team leader, right? I understand that. But my objective is to have a bunch of leaders all over the world that know how to do this business the same way, if not better than I do. How do I get that? You know what I mean? How do I get that? First, I got to visualize it. I got to see people. So let's talk about developing leaders for a second, right? How do you develop people? The key is if you treat somebody as they are, they get to be worse. But if you treat somebody for what they could be, right, they'll become what they should be. So as you're developing people, how do you develop people? It's what you see them as. You see them as that. You see them becoming successful. The biggest thing is to realize that you're nothing special, right? Like I know if I can do it, anybody can do it. But see, if I had some bad attitude or some big ego, and I was like, no, dude, I'm so special, right? You got to be a great like go-kart track attendant like me to be successful in this industry. You know what I mean? Like if I had some big ego, but I know that I'm a go-kart track attendant. You guys see that? Like I know where I came from. So when I started as a go-kart track attendant, if I can learn how to do this, anybody can. You don't have to be like a genius to figure out how to find people with skin. You know what I mean? Like it's not that this business is not too difficult. So I know that, but people have to learn how to do it. Meaning they have to learn how to, number one, get customers and get customer getters, right? And then get customers and get customer getters. And as you're getting customer getters, you got to be able to visualize them becoming successful and have the desire to teach them how to do it. Like people have to have the desire to be able to become successful, right? They have to have that desire. But guess what? Some people, they don't have that desire right away, but we can bring it out in them. You guys see that? Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But if you rub salt on their tongue, they're going to drink the water. You see that? So if you realize that anybody can do it, right? Anybody can be successful in this business. You don't have to be an ugly guy like me to be successful. You know what I mean? Like somebody goes, "Oh man, you know what? I don't know, dude. If I was an ugly guy like Tim, it'd be a lot easier for me, right? But I'm not ugly like him, so I don't know if I could ever do it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is what's in your heart. What matters is what's your vision. What do you see happening? And then when you get somebody started, what do you see for them? Do you get somebody started like, oh, this probably person's gonna not be any good? Like, whoa, thank God you're not my sponsor, right? It's like you got to visualize them being successful. You got to know that they can do it. You got to know it doesn't take any special talent. You understand to learn how to do this business. Like, there's nothing right now that I'm doing that's really difficult. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just talking to you guys about stuff that I was taught. It's like you guys could do the same leadership training I could do. You guys could do the same thing. Everybody could. Everybody can do anything I can do, you can do because I learned how to do it. It's not like it's kind of like this. Think about this. How many born leaders are there? You'll hear that. People are like, oh, this guy's a born leader. This person's a born leader. It's like, okay, this is babies are born. Babies are the only thing that are born, not leaders. You're not going to find somebody that's like, oh, dude, this lady, man, she's just a born presenter. She's a born baby. See what I'm saying? Like, we're all born babies. There's no such thing as a born leader. That's just ridiculous. Can you imagine a little baby coming out and just popping out first day? It's like the doctor goes to spank their butt and he grabs her hand and says, no, I'm the leader around here. Mom, jump in this wheelchair. I'm going to push you out, right? And jump in the back. I'm going to be the driver here from now on. You know what I mean? Like, babies aren't doing that. I've never seen it. You know what I mean? I've never seen it. So it's like, you don't have natural born people. You have natural babies born. Like, that's about all we got. The only thing I've ever seen born is babies. So understand that people learn how to do this. Everybody learns how to do this stuff. It's like, what do we got to learn how to do? Like, get customers and get customer getters. How do you do that? It's just talk to people. You guys see what I'm saying? So Sandra says, for those of us who genuinely believe in the products but don't want to come across as transactional online, how do we create urgency to get people to take action without losing authenticity? Just be authentic, right? I don't even know if it's authentic. I don't know what that's called. Just be authentic, I guess. I don't know. Man, it's like, I just be you. You see how smart that is? Like, just be you. Excited. And just know that if people don't take action, they're not going to get the products. And then who's going to miss out? They are. See what I'm saying? We literally have to do what? We just got to be excited. Like, when you're fired up and excited and genuinely excited, people are going to be able to sense that. So when I talk to people about Riman, I'm just genuinely excited about it. That's literally it. Now, is everybody I talk to get started? Now think about this. Everybody I talk to gets started that I can remember. You guys see that? I don't remember the people that don't get started. I don't remember those people. I don't remember the people that say no. Like, I'm like, literally, I don't even remember what I did yesterday. I don't even know what I did this morning. Like, I have to look back at my schedule and see who I talked to this morning, right? It's like, I'm just talking to people nonstop, right? Just get excited about what you're doing. If you're fired up and enthusiastic, how hard is it to share that enthusiasm? It's hard not to. So how do we develop leaders? It's got to be our intentions, right? It's got to be our intention. Like, you can't want to be that person. You got to be that person. It's like, we're not teaching people how to learn this business. You're teaching people how to teach people how to do this business, right? You're teaching teachers, right? We're developing teachers, right? You're not recruiting people to have a plan, or you're recruiting somebody to teach them how to do everything you know how to do without you helping them do it. That's duplication. So the first thing you got to do is not be afraid to learn how to do it. Like, if you're like, oh, I'm so scared to do a pop-up, you're going to struggle teaching people to do it, right? You got to do it. Just do it. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, that's just the most, it's like, can you imagine being like scared to open up Christmas presents on Christmas Day? Right? Or your birthday present, somebody's got you a birthday present. You're like, oh my God, I'm so scared to open that thing. That's like being, that's when I look at people like, man, I'm scared to talk to people. It's like, you're scared to open up Christmas gifts? You're silly. You see what I'm saying? Like you got to get excited about talking to people, but more importantly, at developing leaders. Like, how do you develop a leader? How do you develop a leader? Number one, you've got to be a leader yourself. Like, if you're complaining all the time and whining about stuff, how good of a leader are you? Now, you complain about the gas prices, right? Like, how does that help you? See what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand that concept. If I'm complaining, I was telling a group, a couple, like the last call I was on, I'm like, look, yo, I ordered some products. Okay. I always order products, but I ordered some products and the box was dented. The box was dented. Do you guys see that? What do you think I did? You think I started crying and had an emotional breakdown? I was like, man, I'm going to call Danny Bay up and tell him, hey, man, I don't know about this opportunity. I just bought a box of products that was dented. You see what I'm saying? No, I just opened a product. I opened a box, grabbed the products, and started using them. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, it's like when I hear people complain about stuff, I'm like, dang, dude, so glad I'm not related to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what in the world? What in the world is going on? Right? It's like, I've never been able to complain my bank account before. Like babies, will they cry? You guys ever seen them? Like when they're babies, they cry. They're trying to tell you something, right? Usually. It's like, well, this baby's crying about something. What do you think they're crying about? You know what I mean? You try to figure it out. But when like adults cry, they're just trying to tell you that, you know what, I don't want to be a leader. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, there's nothing, I don't complain about nothing. What I do is I just get the work. You guys see what I'm saying? Because I have a vision that's so big. You guys see that? It's like, I want to be doing 10 million a month in volume right now. I want to be doing 60 million a month in volume right now. Like, I want to do that right now. You guys, like, you got to have a bigger vision. You got to have a huge vision. Like, I want to have 10 legs of national directors. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to get fired up and excited about where you're going in order to get there, right? So if you know where you're going, think about it. You know where you're going. You know where you're going? And do you know when you're going to get there? Well, I'm trying, Tim. Well, obviously, we got to take action, all right? That's the trying process, but it's the confidence that you're going. That's the most important thing. Think about what I'm saying. Like, how convinced are you that, like, how convinced you think I am that my name is Tim? You think there's any doubt? Like, I'm in the back of my mind being like, it might be Tom, actually. You know what I mean? I'm not even thinking that it is Tom. Like, I'm like, if somebody tried to tell me my name is Tom, I'm like, nah, dude, it's Tim for sure, right? I might answer to Tom just to say hi or whatever. But in my mind, I'm not buying into it, right? What I'm telling you, it's like you got to have that same type of confidence that you're going to become great. Because you're not going to be able to develop somebody if you're not convinced that you're going to go. Like, you're not going to be able to teach you understand? Like, if you're not 100% guaranteed, no matter what, man, I'm going national director. Like, how convinced are you that you're going national director? Or some of you, you're the team leader, whatever your goal is. Think about it. Now, you might have a goal to get to team leader by convention. You might have the team or director goal by convention. But you got to believe 100% that it's going to come together and make it happen. It's going to be done. So if you have that type of confidence, guess what? It's not going to happen if you don't believe. Like, it doesn't, it's like you're not going to just wake up tomorrow and be on top of Mount Everest. Can you imagine that? Roll out of your bed and you're like, whoa, I'm on top of Mount Everest. How the heck did I get here? See what I'm saying? You're not going to get to Mount Everest by osmosis. You got to do the activity, right? But you're not also going to get to the top of Mount Everest if you don't visualize it. You got to imagine it first. In your mind, you got to be able to see it crystal clear. Like, can you see yourself making a lot of money in Riman? Because I promise you, you won't until you see it. Like I'm just talking, this is entrepreneur talk right here. You understand? Like when you talk to a customer, you visualize them being fired up and excited. Think about what I'm saying. You visualize them getting fired up and excited about the products and wanting to buy it, right? When you're talking to a customer, when you're talking to a planner or recruiting somebody, what are you visualizing? You know what I'm saying? Think about what I'm saying. They're not going to, nobody's going to be excited if you're not thinking that they're going to get excited. Like I've never had somebody be like, oh my God, I'm fired up and excited. And I'm like, well, I thought you were going to be negative. You understand? Like I always believe in people. I always believe in people. Anybody can learn how to do this business. Like I've helped every type of person you can imagine. Doesn't matter what their background is. Everybody can do it. But anybody can, but not everybody will. So how do we develop leaders? You got to visualize them becoming successful, man. When you get somebody started, you got to visualize them doing the stuff that is required to get to where they want to go. Right? It's like you visualize them making a list. And then you do what? Right? You get them to see that vision. See, I mean, but if you don't have a list, you're going to be terrible getting people to make lists. You see what I mean? Like you got to all you got to do is just buy in and do the stuff and then teach people to do what you're doing. And guess what? It'll duplicate. But it's not going to duplicate if you don't visualize it first. You got to visualize everything happening the way that you want to have happen. Now, does it always work out perfectly the way that you visualize? I don't know. Sometimes it works out better, but it's not going to go in that direction if you don't start seeing it. It starts in your mind's eye. When you sign somebody up, you have to get excited about them. Think about like parents when they have babies and they're teaching them how to walk. They're not like, oh my God, dude, you fell down. What a loser. Stop doing that. You know what I mean? Like, you're never going to learn how to do it. Like, parents don't do that. They get excited. Like, when they take a step, oh my God, going crazy. Literally, the kid took one step and just wiped out, ate it. You know what I mean? Just boom, face plant, right? Right on the carpet. You know what I mean? But the parents are fired up. How do you think the baby felt to get that kind of reaction? They're like, yeah, I didn't do that again. They seem to like that. You got to get excited about your people. Like when you sign somebody up, like think about this. You got to always visual whoever you got, that's the best. Like who has the best list in the world? Right? You got to be like, I got the best list in the world. Why? Because my contacts are on there. Like who, like whatever's yours is the best because it's yours. You know what I mean? Like who's got the best kids in the world? I got the best kids in the world. Why? Because they're mine. You get that? Who's got the best wife in the world? That's my wife. You know what I'm saying? Think about what I'm saying. Like whatever's yours is the best because it's yours. What makes it so great that it's yours? So when you sign somebody up, you can't be like, oh my God, this person's on my team. What a bum. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to get the best out of them. You know what I mean? You're like, dude, you're watching your neighbor's kids. You're like, man, I wish I had those kids. Like, what are you creepy, dude? You can't be jacking other people's kids. You know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing? Well, you got to be excited about what you got. Like, I've never looked at somebody else's organization and be like, man, I wish that person was on my team. Like, why in the world would I want them on my team? I don't want them on my team. They're not my team. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that person on my. You gotta get excited about what you got. So when you got somebody on your team, how genuinely excited are you? Right? You contact somebody. How excited are you? You get excited about everything. You get excited about stuff. And then what happens is you create momentum because that excitement is going to lead to more excitement, and you understand you're going to snowball. But see, you can have negative momentum too. where you're just like a grumpy bumpy, right? Oh my God. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, why is always this stuff happening to me? Somebody said, no, my God, why does that always happen? It's like, because your attitude, like, geez, you know what? Bad things would happen to me too if I thought like you, right? It's like, have an optimistic attitude and a mindset, right? We're going to develop people. We're going to create leaders, right? How do you develop a leader? Get excited about them. Get pumped. Like, how up are you about the next person you're talking to? Like, you understand? Like, that's why I love new people so much, man, because they get so excited about like, I got this person to talk to. I'm so fired up about. Oh my God. You know what I mean? It's like, God dang, dude, they're pumped. You got to be that all the time. You got to look at everything as a miracle. See what I'm saying? You got to look at everything as a miracle. Like, oh my God, this is the best. I can't even believe how great this is. Like, this is amazing. This person is perfect. I got the best person on the planet. This is gonna be the best leader. They're gonna be the best. But if you're like, oh my God, why do my people suck? You get what I'm saying? It's like, because that's how you think of you. You're gonna see in others what you see in yourself. You get what I mean? Like, if you see greatness in you, you're gonna see greatness in others. But if you're like, man, I'm the worst. You're not developing leaders. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be excited about you. You got to buy into you. You know what I mean? Like, how great are you? Like, who's the best person you know? First off, who's the only person you can control? The only person you can control is yourself. So you should be fired up about you. Like, how excited are you about you as a leader? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not excited about you, you're not going to get excited about others. You got to be like, man, I'm the best, right? I'm so pumped. That's such a great attitude. I love being around me, right? It's like, you got to be excited about who you are. And then whenever you talk to other people, get excited about them. But if you're not pumped about you, you're not going to get excited about other people. So how fired up are you about you? How excited are you about yourself, right? You got to be sold on you, right? You got to be jacked out of your mind and excited about yourself. And if you're pumped about yourself and excited about yourself, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get excited about others. And you genuinely have to get excited. It's just like parents when they have babies and babies start walking, they get all excited. You got to get excited about everything. I'm just so excited about you. You're going to do so great here. Like, you have a conversation with somebody like that, that's great. But if you start being what we call a fault finder, you guys know what fault finders are? A fault finder looks for fault like there's a reward for it. Like, you understand? Like, you look at a situation, whether it's a relationship, it could be a parent-child relationship, it could be spouse relationship, it could be your business, whatever. If you look for what's wrong with stuff, guess what? It's easy to find stuff that's wrong. And you're going to get more bad. If you look for what's good, you're going to get more what? Good. It's just common sense stuff. So when you get genuinely excited about the person you sponsor, guess what happens? You're going to get the best out of it. But if you're not excited about your people, you're not excited about the person that you just sponsored. You know what I mean? You gotta want to have people become great. Because if you see them becoming great, they're going to become great. But if you see them and you go, oh, this person does this and this person, oh my God, they said they were going to call me 10 minutes ago and they didn't do that. Oh my God, this person, I don't like this person. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like, oh my God, you're going to attract bad things. But if you're excited about stuff all the time, fired up about the things, and you look at everything as magic and as a miracle, it's like, oh my God, it's a miracle, it's magical. You're going to be excited about things. You're going to attract more good. It's like common sense stuff. Like, you're going to get more of what you've like look for. You know what I mean? Like, next time you're driving, and you know what I mean. If somebody paid you $100 for every red car you saw, you get tons of money, right? See them all over the place. But if you're not looking for them, you're not going to get them. It's the same thing with his business, right? You got to look for what you like about people. You got to be a good finder. You got to be fired up and excited about your team. And when you're pumped and excited about them, they're going to do better. No one rises to low expectations. You know what I'm saying? Nobody rises to low expectations. If you don't see them doing it, they're not going to do it. So it starts in your mind, starts with your attitude. It starts with your mindset. You see what I'm saying? Like, we've got to have that mindset. So everybody right now is running for Vegas, right? And everybody's like, I want to be this by Vegas. I want to be this by Vegas, right? Look, you got to be able to believe that you can do it. And then we got to go all out massive action and make it happen. What does it take? Whatever it takes. It doesn't matter what it takes. How many people do we need to talk to? As many as it takes. Right? If you're running for senior manager, I don't know what you're running for. Maybe you're running for senior manager. I get senior manager. Talk to as many people as it takes. And once you do it, guess what? You always look back and say, I could have done it faster. So let me talk about a couple of things here tonight. Okay, and then we'll cut this thing loose a little bit early. But here's the deal. All of us have talked to somebody that said yes or no. I think everybody would agree, right? We've all had somebody say yes or somebody say no. Maybe you're brand new, you haven't. You're going to have people say yes or no. All of us said yes, right? That's why we're on this call. So let me ask you this question. I'll make it easy for everybody. When you said yes to the opportunity, somebody would have called you the day before, would you have said yes? If they would have called you the day after, would you have said yes? Yes. Think about what I'm saying. So when you call somebody that says yes, they were going to say yes. If you would have called them yesterday or tomorrow, they're still going to say yes. Follow me on this one. I'm going to blow your mind right now. So if I call you tomorrow or yesterday, you would have said the same thing. So why in the world would we wait to talk to somebody? Because they're already going to say what they're going to say. Think about what I'm saying. They're already going to say yes or no, whether we call them today or yesterday or tomorrow. We can't go back in time and call them yesterday. So we either can call them today or call them tomorrow. So if you call 100, let's say your list is 100 people and you call them all right away, they're going to say what they're going to say no matter what. So whatever it takes to get national, or let's say senior manager or team leader, it's already predetermined what the people are going to say. It's already predetermined. So why would we want to wait? Now, here's the thing that's crazy. That'll blow your mind off, right? I told a group last night at the university this. I said, look, if you call them faster, you're going to get more yeses. You're going to have a higher percentage of people say yes if you call them faster. Why? Because you're less desperate. Okay, you're less desperate. Like, give me an example, right? Here's the prime example. It'll make sense. Okay, we didn't water our grass. My grass, like the thing that waters the grass, the sprinkler. The sprinkler was not working for about a month. Thing was unplugged, right? The thing that does it says, hey, the timer. The sucker never went off, right? Wish the gardener would have told me, right? It's like, hey, your grass is dying, right? I wasn't paying attention until I came out of the house and I'm like, dude, my grass is dead, right? And where I live, you can't have dead grass. It's not like an option, right? They'll get you. Okay. The homeowners association will fine you for everything you do wrong around here. So I'm like, okay, we got to get some new grass before we get in trouble over here. Now, how do you think you was like, hey, let's go plant this grass? How do you think I planted that grass? One seed at a time. And I'm going to water this one seed. And once this one seed sprouts and becomes a blade of grass, I'm going to plant another one. You think that's how I was doing it? No way. That's not going to work. I just threw a bunch of seed out there. Some of it grow. Some of it's growing. Some of it's not growing. You think I'm freaking out about the stuff that's not growing? You think I'm having an emotional breakdown about the seed that didn't grow? No, dude. I just got enough of them to grow that I don't get in trouble with the homeowners association. You see what I'm saying? What I'm telling you is that it's the same thing with this business, right? If you do it fast, you're going to get traction and people are going to do what? They're going to be attracted to you because you're running. See, people can't follow in your footsteps if your feet aren't moving. How can somebody follow in somebody's footsteps if feet aren't moving? Think about this, right? If you're the best driver on the planet and you're in a car, let's say you're Mario Andretti. That guy used to be like a famous race car driver. Probably still is. I don't even know if he's still doing. I don't know how you age out of that or what, but do like races cars and stuff. That guy's the best or whatever. Whoever's the best, right? I don't know who it is, right? And you're behind the wheel of a car, and the car is not turned on. How many races are you going to win with a car not on? So you got to first do what, right? Turn it on. You got to light yourself on fire, right? Think about it. What happens if you're on fire? What happens if you're excited like never before? What if you decide right now that I'm going for it no matter what, over, under, through, right? I'm going to set up the disciplines. I'm going to set up the habits, and I'm going to keep on keeping on a consistent basis. You think that's going to help somebody become successful? Better yet, if I were you and you were me, what would you tell you? See what I mean? What would you tell me? What would you tell me to do? Right? If I were you and you were me. And I'm like, man, I want to get to where you are, right? I want to get to, national director. How do I do that? What would you already know the answer. It's not like, oh, dude, you just got to be really unorganized, not really do much, and you know what, you're gonna get to where I'm at. Like, no, dude, you would tell me, guess what? Right? You would tell me, look, in order to get to where you want to go, you gotta get after it, man. You gotta go on every day in and day out. You would say, Tim, it takes consistency, wouldn't you? You would say, man, you got to be consistent every single day. You got to light yourself on fire, get fired up, and just start talking to people nonstop, man. And when somebody gets started, you would get excited and fired up about them. That's what you would tell me. You understand? Like, you got to take your own advice. Yeah, like, look, we don't have people that are not making it happen do trainings. We should. Somebody's like, man, I've been in Riman for 2 years, dude. I haven't even got one person started yet. It's like, what did you do? Like, that'd be great to find out. What are you doing? What's your daily method of operation look like? Somebody's like, I don't talk to people, right? I don't really do any of that. You would be like, damn, this is valuable information. You'd be like, I need to not do that. We all know what to do. Like I said earlier, man, it's like, dude, we know, put down the cheeseburger. See what I'm saying? Pick up the salad, man. What are we doing? All I'm saying is this, man, we got to decide right now that if it is to be, it's up to me. We have to decide that we're going to make it happen, right? That we're going to get it done, over, under, or through, right? That we're going to become a success, that we're going to make our goals and dreams become a reality. If I was starting from zero today with no team and a small audience, what would you do? I would just talk to people. Here's how I started Riman. I need to talk to people. That's literally what I was doing. I was like, I got to be talking to people nonstop. See, I know what it looks like to make a lot of money in this business, and it's not talking to a lot of people. So I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing right now is not going to get me to where I want to go. I need to be talking to 5, 10, 15. I need to be talking to more people. So guess what I did? Found people to talk to, and guess what I did? Talk to them. Let me help you out. In case you're ever curious and you're lost on what to do, find people to talk to and what? Talk to them. That's it. Find people to talk to and talk to them. And then guess what you do after that? Find more people to talk to and talk to them. And if they say yes, enroll them, sign them up, and then visualize them becoming great leaders. Treat them like great leaders. Visualize them becoming great. Get excited about everything that they do. Develop them into leaders. See how smart that is? And if they don't get started, guess what you do? You follow up till they join or what? Die, right? You guys all know that one. So all we have to do is take massive action and visualize people becoming successful. And it starts with us. We got to visualize ourselves becoming successful. You're never going to see something for somebody that you can't see for yourself. You're never going to be teaching somebody how to swim if you don't know how to swim yourself. You got to be able to do it, right? So we got to step up. We got to get out of our comfort zone. We got to go all out. And when we do that, guess what happens? What happens when we do that? What else is there to do? You see what I mean? We got two options. We can do it or not do it. Might as well do it, right? And enjoy the benefits, because you're not going to remember whether you did or didn't do it anyway. You don't remember what you did on 6/19 of 2025. You're not going to remember what you did or didn't do on 6/19 of 2026 when it's 6/19 and 2027. You're not going to remember what you did or didn't do today. So just do it. Do the discipline. So guess what? Tomorrow we can have the reward. You see that? Let's go for you can go for the lollipop today or the bicycle tomorrow, right? Let's go for the bicycle tomorrow. Give it everything that we got. No need to get ready. Let's just start talking to people like never before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready? All right, here I come. Tag, you're it. Dummy it down. Let's get after it and let's make it happen, man. I'm fired up like never before tonight. I hope you guys got some great value. We're going to go all out, massive action. We're going to close this month out stronger than we ever have. We're going to go into convention with massive momentum, and we're going to change a lot of people's lives. Let's get fired up about that, and let's make it happen together. Appreciate you guys. Love everybody. Let's make it happen. So have a great night, everybody.